Hey everyone and welcome. If you're a teacher, you already know that running a thriving classroom is an absolute art form. But managing behavior effectively? Well, that requires a solid, structured system. In today's explainer, we're walking through the Aldine ISD guide on managing behavior and, more specifically, mastering the Teacher Access Center, or TAC, for conduct referrals. The goal here is to make this process incredibly clear and actionable. That way, you're spending way less time wrestling with software and a lot more time doing what you actually do best: teaching our scholars.
So here's the million-dollar question we face in the trenches, literally every single day. When do you actually need backup? Look, we manage 100 little things every class period, but pinpointing exactly when to handle a situation in-house versus when it's time to call for administrative support, that is a critical professional skill. Nailing this protects your time, it supports the student in the right way, and honestly, it keeps the whole campus running smoothly.
Here is our quick roadmap for this explainer. 1. Proactive management. 2. The discipline flowchart. 3. Accessing TAC. 4. Writing notes. 5. Adding students. And 6. Tracking status. Let's jump right in.
Section 1. Proactive classroom management. Before we even touch the software, we've got to talk about the groundwork. The district's documentation makes it super clear. Our absolute best tools for decreasing major infractions are actually proactive and preventative. It's all about building relationships. We're talking about those threshold greetings at the door, giving a quick thumbs up, having clear room arrangements, and defining your routines from day one. When we lean into natural consequences and visual cues, we can often stop misconduct before it even truly begins.
The real game changer here is how we communicate. Explicit positive reinforcement works wonders. So instead of a generic "good job," try stating the specific behavior, like "great job focusing on your work," or "thank you for keeping your body in your space." Implement your class or grade level reward systems, like dojo points or scholar dollars, and really celebrate those wins. Recognizing the behaviors you actually want repeated specifically and often is just a fantastic concrete way to build a positive environment.
All right, Section 2, Navigating the Discipline Flowchart. Now, the Aldine ISD Discipline Flowchart is your absolute go-to district standard. It's the expectation that all staff members consult this flowchart before even thinking about submitting a referral through the TAC system. It's like a map, guiding you step by step from observing the problem behavior right down through the various levels of corrective action.
The flowchart asks us to categorize the behavior right off the bat. Is this minor or major misconduct? And this distinction dictates everything. Minor misconduct, things like tardiness, refusing to complete assignments, or maybe a dress code violation, those are handled by you, the classroom teacher. Major misconduct, on the other hand, like fighting, theft over $5, or leaving without permission, those are handled by the office administrator and must be put into the TAC discipline system immediately.
But hold on, check out this warning, because this is vital. For minor conduct referrals, you absolutely cannot submit them without having first made, or at least attempted, parent contact by phone, and you have to log those behaviors and contacts into the contact log. The system literally requires that you've done the groundwork, specifically 4 or more documentations of misconduct and corrective actions, before a scholar can be removed for a minor infraction.
Moving on to Section 3, Accessing Conduct Referrals. Okay, let's get into the actual software. Once you log into the Teacher Access Center using your credentials, just look up at that top navigation bar. Hover over the Interventions drop-down menu, and boom, right there you'll see Conduct Referrals. Click that, and it opens up the page where you'll report the issue. Just to keep the cognitive load super light, it's basically 3 steps. 1. Log into TAC. 2. Select Interventions. 3. Click Conduct Referrals. That's your gateway to getting administrative backup. Section 4. Writing the perfect note. Once you're in, you'll see a series of fields you need to populate. You're going to enter your campus building number, verify the date of the incident, and carefully enter the time, making absolute sure you specify AM or PM. Then, just use the little magnifying glass to select the location from a specific list of codes, like CAF for cafeteria or CLS for classroom. Then comes the notes section. There are strict, non-negotiable rules for this box. You've got to detail the facts of the incident clearly enough to verify what happened, and you must include the Tier 1 interventions you previously utilized. But here is the most important rule by far. Do not use full student names in the description. No exceptions. You only use their initials, followed by their 6-digit student ID. For example, AT123456. Finally, it has to be professionally written. Just objective facts, no emotions. I know that is super tough after a chaotic class period, but it's essential.
If you're wondering why we are so incredibly strict about this, look at this quote directly from the district guide. Parents can request to view these notes, and they will be released when subpoenaed. Your notes are official legal documents. By keeping them factual, stripped of emotion, and totally devoid of full student names, you are protecting student privacy and maintaining your professional integrity.
Section 5. Adding students and submitting. Right below the notes box, you'll find the Students section. Click the little plus sign icon to open up the student search interface. You can search by entering your campus building number, the student's 6-digit ID, or just by using their first and last name. Now, the district guide places a massive pro tip and caution right here. By default, the student search pulls up students in any building who are active, inactive, or even graduated. To avoid making a huge documentation error and attaching the wrong student to a serious incident, take an extra second here. Simply type the letter A in the status field. This makes sure you're selecting only active students and saves you a major headache later. Once you find the right student, click the checkbox next to their name and hit OK. Now, a huge point to remember, do not use the option to add individual notes for each student. Keep all your incident details in that main notes box we discussed a minute ago. Once all the sections are filled out and your students are attached, just click the Submit icon. It looks like a little page with a check mark to send it directly to your campus APs and principal.
Section 6. Tracking referral status.
So, how do we close the loop? In the Teacher Access Center, there is a Conduct Referral List icon. When you click that, it opens up a dashboard displaying all your past and current referrals for the whole school year. You can see the date, the students involved, which administrator is reviewing it, and most importantly, the current status and any administrative action taken, like a parent contact or an assignment to a reflection room.
Pay really close attention to the status column on that dashboard because it's going to show one of 3 distinct outcomes. Referred simply means your submission went through and is pending review by admin. Not escalated means the admin reviewed it but determined it doesn't warrant an official discipline incident. Maybe they resolved it with a quick hallway conversation. An incident created means the admin reviewed it and it is escalated into an official incident with resulting consequences.
We've covered a ton of ground today in this explainer, but I want to leave you with this final thought. Think about your absolutely most challenging class period. If you master this structured protocol, removing the friction from getting the administrative support you need, how much more time and emotional energy could you redirect back into actually teaching? Ultimately, TAC isn't just software, it's a boundary that protects your classroom culture. Thanks so much for joining me today, and truly, thank you for everything you do for our scholars.